Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. You might recognize me from the Raid Community Awards. Here we are. We got a few bits of news here today. I've just actually finished watching the Community Awards. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, the Community Awards, which was a ton of fun. I will give you sort of my reactions to the different parts because there's a bunch of stuff I hadn't seen, and obviously, we'll give the full behind the scenes. But like, I was on a green screen for most of it, so it was cool to see the thing. I'll give you like lots of behind the scenes, like sneak peeks and how we did it and all that sort of stuff. It should be good crack, but I was pretty happy. I did not expect to watch it live, but I did. I did with my girlfriend from moral support. We got through it together. But yeah, no, it actually turned out really, really good. So I'm really happy. Again, you can check it out, and I'll have my thoughts on it out probably tomorrow and all that stuff. So that's cool. But we do have some news. So first of all, we have from the Raid Digest today. Obviously, first of all, bosses will be immune to Enfeeble. I actually do have a video I need to drop real soon on what, I can't remember his name. What's the guy? The guy. I've recorded it already, Androck. Thanks to a viewer, let me test out Androck, who obviously can place Enfeeble on the boss. Funny enough, he's actually really good in Form 1 on Hydra. I'll have a video on him soon. But yeah, you won't be able to Enfeeble any bosses after the next patch. All bosses, in fact. Which is, to be honest, it's probably good from a balance perspective, so that's fine. This one is more important for anyone who is soloing Amius. The skills AI of Amius the Lunar Archon, the ultimate boss in the Accursed City, currently has a bug. The boss often forgets to use his A2 or A3, even though he's ready and able to do so. After the update, he will stop exercising random acts of mercy, will put up a more challenging fight. Be prepared to face the boss as he was supposed to be. I actually hope, I don't know exactly what they're going to change. I hope he actually is just forced to do like his eighth. If they forced him to do his moves in order, it would be a much more straightforward fight. It's the fact that he can actually change what he wants to do depending on how many buffs are on you, how many debuffs are on him. That makes it a real pain in the ass because your team is, unless you've got mythicals, right? Unless you got mythicals, your team is constantly being crowd controlled and slept and stunned, and yeah, it's annoying. So I hope that they actually, I don't know, again, I don't know what they're going to do, but I think it would be good. I think the boss could even do it some more changes, to be honest, but I think it'd be good if at least he did his skills in a set order so you could actually plan your rotation out around more. He's still plenty hard. He's still really hard, so it's fine. But yeah, that is going to change. Again, the main thing this means, this was how you solo the boss. Basically, I've not done a video on it, but plenty of other people have. But you can take any, I think even like Daywalker, see over here? Like any champion that can do like Revive on Death can solo the boss, basically. It takes ages, like 20 or 30 minutes, but you can solo the boss with almost any Revive on Death champion. I think there's a little finesse to it. They can't have too much health. He has to think he can one-shot them with his A1 for him to just spam his A1, but you can make him not do any moves and solo him with, again, almost anyone, I believe, with Revive on Death and Regen set. But that's being fixed, so that will no longer work. You'll have to do the boss properly. So yeah, again, I'm personally hopeful that they would actually tweak Amius a bit more, make him more accessible. I think certainly plenty, probably too hard on hard difficulty. Probably he's 100% too difficult for normal difficulty. Just the base difficulty. He's too hard, I think. Then finally, for this Raid Digest, Togron the Conjoined will stop spreading the shield buff provided by artifact set. So I did a video on this. Obviously, this is hilarious because you can put Yannicka, who will, you basically let the Hydra head steal your shield. Togron spreads your shields around, makes a gigantic shield on your team. The Hydra steals your shield and Mischief spreads it around, and then Yannicka gets to do massive damage. That's hilarious. I think it's still not as good as Trunda, but it's hilarious. So that's being fixed anyway. So that's going to be gone, which is sort of expected. Next CVC, no personal rewards, by the way. Let's jump in then to, actually, maybe before we talk about Wixwell. I usually do videos on these heroes' paths. I'm not doing one on the Path of Light. I think it's pretty straightforward. Like, you will get some points for dungeon divers. This is mostly a shard thing. So I just didn't think there was too much to this because It's pretty, look, it's very costly. Again, I haven't even really looked at it, but it's obviously very costly, right? To get to the epics, they're behind keys. To get to the keys, they're right at the bottom. So, yeah, I mean, just if you really want an epic, go the cheapest way possible. Funny enough, I mean, each epic is like 3 sacred shards plus a bit extra, right? 3 sacred shards plus a bit extra to get a specific epic. Again, personally, like I said before, yesterday, personally, I need to listen yet. I was not happy to do champion training over the weekend for this. Champion training tournament, mind you. No thanks. I probably would pull the shards. Hang on, let me add up quickly how many you would need. Oh my god, it's actually shocking. This is like worse than I expected. So just going down this path of going like silver, book, chicken, points, book, bruise, chicken, whatever, barrel, soulstone, and then to a key. To just simply get to a single key, I believe costs you 40,000 points, which is, well, it's about 9 sacred shards, I think? 8 or 9? Maybe 8. That's a lot. And then you need to actually go a bit further. You either need to go 5,000 plus 15, another 20,000 for her, or another 22,000 for her, 22,000 for him, 22,000 for her. That's a lot. Like, let's see, plus 22,000 divided by 4,500. 14 sacred. Let's say 13 sacred shards plus some dungeon divers. That's rough. Like I said, I might do it, but like bloody hell, that. Oh, yikes. That's a ton of sacreds just to get one specific epic. Like, I strongly believe this should be halved. Like, if this was 7 sacred shards for a specific epic, I'd be like, okay. 14. Yikes. I feel bad. Again, I probably, like I said, to get Lady Mikage, just to get her, I probably would do that. But I would not be happy about it. So there you go. Right, let's look then finally at Vaultkeeper Wixwell, who's now confirmed as of the Community Awards going live. Well, actually, I guess as of days ago. But here he is, obviously Sacred Order Force Defense champion now. Legendary, of course. Actually looking really solid. So 28% defense aura. That's not the best, but it's totally solid. His A1 double hitter. That actually books to a 60%. So double 60% chances to provoke. That's really good. Just some quick maths there. I believe it is an 84% chance then to land the provoke at least once. Right? 84% chance, which is, that's very, very strong on an A1. That's great. Against the boss, it's 80% by default. That actually books to 100%. So, like, I mean, weak hits, not even that much of a problem. Like, you're very likely, extremely likely to land it. So he's actually an extremely reliable provoker on his A1. Now, for Hydra, you'll have to manual that, obviously, because the single target A1, he's just going to hit whatever. But for manual play, if you're willing to jump in, that could be phenomenally good. Let's go A3, then A2. That makes more sense. Codex Intercipio, or Intercipio? I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that. Let's go Codex Intercipio. Codex Intercipio. Place 2 intercept stacks on a target ally. 5-turn goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Also puts increased defense and a shield on all allies that's proportional to his defense. We need to see the multipliers, of course. That's still really good, though. Increased defense shield for your team and 2 intercept. Intercept blocks the next 2 crowd control effects that are thrown on them, including, I believe, polymorph, which makes it very good. But like stuns for Hydra, the provokes, the true fears, you can block them. That's really, really nice, actually. Really good. Again, more of a manual thing to maximize it, of course. That's nice. Then it's A2, Tempest of Knowledge. Attacks all enemies. 4 goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Has a 75 going to 100% chance of putting decreased attack for 2 turns, the big version. Increases all ally buff duration by 1 turn. Then increases the value of all shields on all allies. Each shield is increased proportional to the number of buffs which had their duration increased. To what extent it is proportional, we don't know. But still, that should be pretty powerful. So he basically puts out increased defense and a shield. There are at least then 2 buffs on your team. And then he extends those buffs and boosts the shield power. And again, if there are more buffs, so for Hydra, you would typically have, increase, let's say with Aestra Dream Song, you'd have increased speed, increased attack as well. That's going to make the shield stronger. He's going to extend those. He brings decreased attack, which is nice. So you slap him in with like an Aestra Dream Song and an Ugo. Ugo is bringing you decreased defense and block buffs. Aestrid has weakened, decreased speed. For your team, increased speed, increased attack. He's bringing you shield, increased defense. He's bringing decreased attack. He can provoke. You've got a really solid Hydra team right there. And then even his passive, Isolated Lunacy, at the start of each round puts counterattack on this champion for 1 turn that cannot be removed. And at the end of his turn puts counterattack on him for 1 turn. That's actually quite strong for Arena, right? He's going to have counterattack. You can't take it off. If he's in Stone Skin, like if anyone attacks him, like he's got a really good chance. What do we say? 84% chance he'll provoke them with that counterattack. That's super solid. And then he's going to keep rebuffing counterattack on himself. So for Hydra, you would probably build him high speed, preferably like, obviously this is difficult, very difficult to do, but 4-piece reflex, 4-piece merciless would be really strong. And yeah, that'd be good. And then if you get him even 4-piece reflex, 4-piece merciless, and a blood shield, and then have him high resist, high accuracy, so he can do the decreased attack provoke. He can also mischief tank with a counterattack, and the blood shield would help with that. That's more. The blood shield, to be fair, is more actually maybe not even necessary because he's got the shields out anyway. So you could skip that one. That's a difficult build to do, but it could potentially be very, very good. Yeah, I think he looks like a really solid champ. He's going to help in Doom Tower, Cursed City, basically most of the harder end game content. Not super much a dungeon champion, though he'd be fine, right? But he's not super much a dungeon champion. Yeah, he's not really helping you speed farm stuff, right? He's just sort of keeping you alive. But he's a very solid fusion, very good. I've seen people saying it's the best fusion ever. I'll obviously have to test him out. I mean, he looks really solid. I do not think he's as good as Newt. Probably not as good as Emic. I mean, it's hard to say, but like he's obviously super solid. He's really solid, right? Definitely one that's worth going. Would be my thoughts. And there you go. That's all the news for today. Like I said, taking it pretty chill today, but yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the Raid Community Awards. Again, I will give you my behind-the-scenes stories probably tomorrow. And if you're watching, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.